cover of the affair, you know, a lot of things change. There's a lot of things and a lot of rearrangement happens. You know, once an affair has been discovered, there's a rearrangement that happens. You know, people don't want to be associated with that anymore. It's now out in the open. So there's that change that definitely happens once an affair has been discovered. But and everyone around you, like your friends around you, but when it comes you know, after the discovery of that affair,
or the husband,
yeah, they don't want to take responsibility now because it's serious. So they don't want to take responsibility. You know, counseling someone who's actually going through a divorce, it's not everyone's favorite pastime. So you that's why you see people shun, you know, they go away, they just leave you because they can't take up the responsibility. It's just too much.
Well,
yes,
go ahead.
sorry, and also during the affair, you asked Kuti why some families.
It looks like sometimes the families or friends are encouraging
the affair. Vanema benefits.
Okay.
Unfortunately, these are things that we've come across. There's benefits. Probably the affair, those kind of situations. Then there's all this chaos and all these things that go on. But it's things that are happening.
Tell me, the affair, well, the consequences themselves, do they depend on the gravity of the affair? Or consequence is just white blanket, white brush that just comes, doesn't matter what kind of an affair you've been having, whether it's a sexual affair, whether it's an emotional affair, whether it's... I think a couple of months ago we did types of affair when you came through, when you were talking about the types of affair, like financial affairs and things like that. Do the consequences depend on the type of affair, or the consequences are just round?
Okay, for me, I think the consequences are the same because the end of it is that you're facing divorce. That's the end of it. The end of it is that there's a struggle now between you and your partner. So the consequences must be the same. We can't really say, no, I don't think so. Because the end result is one, though the ways are too many.
All right.
Yeah.
But please help me out with this one. It seems like, because when I asked who pays for the affair, you said both the one who's cheating and the one that's being cheated on.
Yes.
How come it looks like when a husband cheats, the consequences are experienced by the wife only? It's different when it's the woman who's cheated. You almost know, it's rare that you find, you know, the husband is, you know, tries to work it out. But in most cases, you know, it's almost a given that this woman is being kicked out. But when it's the other way around, where it's the man that's cheating, it looks like it's the wife that suffers the consequences, where she either has to increase her prayer level or she has to start looking inwardly and ask herself what she has been missing and try to change, you know, if she wasn't, blame herself, you know, maybe you were not cooking well enough or you were not dressing up as much. So how come it looks like the person that ends up suffering there is the woman, not the man that has had the affair?
Okay, I'll speak on behalf of the women, so that I get favors today. I think women are the most committed when it comes to relational issues. Once a woman is in a relationship, they go there, you know, 100%. They are all out for it. So they get hurt the most because they put in everything. You know, they're the most committed out of the two. That's my belief. I don't know whether it's right, scientific or what, but that's what I believe. They are the most committed. That's why they suffer the most. And also how society has been dealing with this, especially our African society. It's okay for daddy to cheat because daddy, if he ends up having a polygamous marriage, it's okay. Men can do that. It's acceptable in our society. So you find for men to cheat, for men to have an affair, it's acceptable. Something like that. So it's society really that is actually led to that situation where, you know, if it's a woman who's doing it, yeah, but it's accepted when the men do it.
Right.
I feel for the women really, because they are in marriage, they're in a relationship, they're 100% into it. That's what I've seen, through our experience as marriage coaches and marriage counselors, and they put in everything. But for guys, some of the guys, they've got plan B, they've got option B, they're in there, but they've got other options before them.
Right.
I've heard people say kuti mukadzi kana mboita kana vana 3 iye kuti mukadzi azororwa futi. It's things that are saying.
I said, yeah, that's true.
Kutoti hambofa akazororwa chichi yeti murume kana ane vana 3 hey, they can still go and marry. So it's the society that we are in, sadly.
Well, in case you're just joining us, the time is 21 minutes past 9 o'clock, and this is Capital 100.4 FM Harare's Heartbeat, and you're listening to Mr. and Mrs. And tonight we've got in the studio Simba and Glory Woloza. We're picking up on the conversation that we started last week, where we were talking about affairs, and tonight we are talking about the consequences of an affair. So in the last 40 minutes in the program, we're going to, touch on some of those consequences. And again, the reason why we are having this program is not so that couples divorce. Our angle is more redemptive. It is more on the redemptive side of things, that okay, fine, an affair has been found out. What do we do? But for now, we're talking consequences, so that kanapaini anga achi gaya angachidza kumbocalculate musoro make kuti maybe I might want to agara abva chera kakomba pasi asvipire mati pasi ati azviitwe. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so yeah, let's get into it. What are some of those consequences that we are gathered here for tonight?
Okay, the first one that is quite out there, it's illnesses. I mean, you can imagine uchirara nevan 3, 4 or whatever. Now they're getting to minimum of maybe 26 at one given time, or 27.
What do you mean they're getting to a minimum of 20?
Oh, they will sleep with 27 people, whether it's women or it's men, at any given time. And sadly, you know what? Even in this nation, it can be both sleeping with the men or the women.
Oh.
It's happening. It's happening. So you can imagine diseases. One lady I was talking to at a certain time, I didn't even know what was going on with me, and she thought it was just a normal, discharge and stuff, only to find out at the end of the day that it was serious sicknesses, serious illnesses. So it's just hectic. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're talking about diseases, which is it's quite obvious, like you said, but it looks like these days on avachachki, kuti kune chinhu chinonzi kurwara, it's a given, kandarwara or seek treatment. What's your take on that? What's going on there?
Yeah, it's true, and sadly, when one is involved or one is in an affair, they sort of stop thinking, for lack of a better phrase. They stop thinking, when they're in the act. And what am I doing, So it's important that people are aware of the dangers, so that they can exercise restraint. She spoke about the illnesses that we know of, the STDs and all that, because now you're exposed in this network. You think you're sleeping with that person, and you don't know that there's someone who slept with that person, and that person...
Or someone who's still sleeping with that person, yeah.
So there's a network, and you can imagine, you're not sleeping with one person, you're sleeping with several people. That's why the Bible talks about, it should be in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16, that if one unites themselves with a harlot, they become one with that person. So if you're sleeping with someone who's slept with 5 people, you're becoming one with those 5 people. My math is not that good, but I don't know how many people you have slept with.
Yeah.
So people ignore those facts, but that's a fact. That's a fact. And also, secondly, there's also other types of illnesses that are not like, the ones that we used to, the STDs that we're talking about. You're talking of your post-traumatic disorder syndrome. Could even after, maybe you didn't catch the STD, but the trauma that you go through.
Who is going to the trauma?
it's the mostly the faithful partner. The faithful partner. There's depression to talk about. You know, there are people that actually go into depression. You know, especially after the discovery of the affair. They go into depression. So we usually urge them to eat good food, to exercise, to, you know, find people to vent out on, and then just, you know, be aware of these things. There's a danger. You can actually lose your health. Saka zvinobatsira izvozvo kuti munhu akawana vokutaura navo, eat right, try to
venting. I think let me hold him there. Sorry, baby. Venting is very important. That's one thing that we encourage people, because in our society unonzi aufugure hapwa.
Chakafugidza dzimba matenga, you keep it quiet.
Yes, you keep it quiet, and that's where people are suffering now. Because if you keep quiet, you can imagine what's going on with you. You need to vent out. Find someone to talk to. Is Facebook a good place to vent out? No, Facebook is not.
Okay. Let me. Why is good there Facebook? Because if you vent out on Facebook, kune vamwe vakatomira kunze masubstitute akutojoga patouchline. Kuti this guy is there, is available now, he's in this emotional state, and then they pounce on you. So you need to know the kind of people that right to vent out on. Right. Because not you know, kune vanhu vakatokumirira, and that would be bad.
Okay. Let's just go to a couple of WhatsApp messages that are coming in. We'll just read one. This is from Mighty in Toronto. Mighty in Toronto, thank you very much for listening, for tuning in. She says, hi, Mr. Mrs. My question is it true that when a man cheats, it's no big deal as long as he comes back home to his wife? And is it also true that if a husband cheats, he still loves his wife the most? Or is it possible to love two people equally with the same intensity?
Okay, I'll answer the last one first, then you can answer the first one. When husbands cheat, from our experience, when husbands cheat, they usually go back to their matrimonial home, and somehow they've got it in their head, kumba kwangu ndiwo kunotanga. You know, I still love my wife, and that's why they go there, they go back and lie, and they try to run away. They
and
don't
to
take
cover up.
responsibility, they cover up, because they still believe kuti mukadzi wangu ndiye chachiwandinoda uku ndachingotamba. That's the belief with most people out there, kuti kunze ukutamba, but uwe kunze andikwanisa kumupinza mumba, wokumba ramba ari mumba. So I believe they still love their wives. They have issues with their wives. They have conflict which they don't know how to handle, and then they end up going looking for a side chick as a way of dealing with the conflict that they have. But they still love the person that they are with in their home. So I believe, yeah, they still love their wives, their family.
And at times it's just the thrill. You know, when the guys or the ladies now, when they just go out there, it's just the thrill. Or peer pressure. My husband always says peer pressure. Can I quit on anyone? So you see, that's the challenge that we have, the peer pressure. So yes, at times they do love their wives. I see that peer pressure now. They can't deal with it.
You should see these guys when they come to us, they'll be crying. And you wondered, why are you crying?
Crying here, is it because I got found out here? Is it a genuine crying here? Could you honestly, I feel bad for what I've done.
It's genuine. It shows me kuti arudam kazwaki. Otherwise, I go not go in the side chick. So I go to my man, please, I want my wife back, because they love their wives.
Right.
So wives out there, your men love you. They love you. They've just messed up, but they love you.
But you see, I don't. Okay. Right now, we're talking more from a point of view of saying it's the husbands that are cheating. But women are also now really rising up to the occasion. And, you know,
yes.
In fact, now more than ever, I don't know, I wouldn't speak about now more than ever, but there are more reports now of actually women that are, that are cheating. So is the same measure across where it's the woman who has cheated, or is the wife, is the husband who has cheated?
That's very true. We have more women cheating now, and most of them. Today I'm on the side of the women. I'm sorry. Most of them, it's actually revenge cheating. When you go through with them through counseling, you find that she's cheating because the husband cheated. On her. And also, secondly, when women cheat, mostly it's because of it's emotional affairs. There's some that is lacking at home. You know, emotional affairs. The husband is not there for them, and then they find someone anokwanisa kuva accommodate in that area. That's number one. Then number two or number three, they cheat also because of economic situations that and that actually drives people to cheating.
Funny you should say that. I remember one lady saying to me, you know what, I find my husband encourages me. In fact, he sends me to go and borrow money from my work colleagues, and these are other men. So he just says, you know what, it's okay, you can borrow money from so and so from work. And you find when I do that, these men begin to say, so if I'm the one that's supporting you at home, we might as well have a thing going on. So now I'm found in a place where I'm caught in between. I'm borrowing money from these men, and now there's an opportunity for a relationship. And so you're rightly saying that it can easily lead this woman into an affair.
In business, do you know that it's so easy for women to because of that? Then they end up flirting, and they end up because I want to get a certain business going. So, economic situation, yatiri, now it's really causing a lot of these issues.
There's a comment here, Hans. Thank you for addressing this very controversial issue. What I find most worrying is that many women believe that it's okay for a man to cheat. And even in Christian circles, some couples subscribe to this belief. I just don't agree with infidelity. It's wrong on all levels, whether it's from the husband or from the wife.
Very true.
Well, Freddie here says that, hi, my name is Freddie. Firstly, what is the meaning of an affair according to our culture? Even in the Bible, we see that people called chosens of God having concubines, and God allowed it. Abraham, David, Solomon. Sometimes a partner can be pushed by his partner to have an affair. Then one who will suffer the consequences is the partner who caused the misfortune to occur. An affair can also happen just because we neglected small problems which become uncontrollable. Thank you very much, Freddie, for your contribution. 5084 then says, thank you guys, your station thank you. Well, thank you very much for listening there. And and I don't think in a solution. As for me, the fifth one seems to be the better than the first four. Okay. Right. But I know Achad Zigambidzi Hake soon. As for protection, ladies already Toto Shinga, but you end up giving in. Okay, I think maybe this must be a lost message or something. Yeah, okay. Alright, the station is Capital 100.4 FM, Harari's Heartbeat, and the time is 27 minutes to 10 o'clock. We are in studio with Pastor Simba and Glory Woloza, and tonight we're talking about affairs. We're talking about the consequences of an affair. We'll take a short musical break, and when we come back, we'll really get into it. Hopefully this time around we'll get into the consequences. So far we've only spoken about one of the consequences, and we want to try and get through as many of these as possible. So here is it's not a personal favorite, but just to support my point that women are cheating.
Come on.
Yeah, well, in fact, they didn't start today. They, as far as the Bundu boys are concerned, they've been doing it for a very long time. So
wow.
Good one. Okay. So that's this playing, okay?
Alright, we'll be right back after the break. We're going to try and jazz up the Facebook Live at the volume.